I'm sure many of you have heard some new terms being thrown around this past year or so, such as APHIS, MICT, WIT or WIT, UEI, CCIP, and Capstone. No, this is not an alphabet soup. However, the words are directly tied to the new inspection system. I hope this is not the first time you're hearing of these acronyms, as these words stem from a new way in the Air Force that we have decided to inspect ourselves. The goal of the Air Force is to make these inspections more effective and more efficient to minimize the risk of undetected noncompliance. Please direct any questions you may have concerning to what I'm talking about to the Wing IG office or a Wing inspection team member, as they are both here to help. In the past, we've had operational readiness inspections, ORIs, and in-depth unit compliance inspections, UCIs. They are no longer used in the Air Force inspections. The new process replaces the ORI and UCI and combines all inspections into a 2-year cycle of constant evaluation that culminates into a capstone event called Unit Effectiveness Inspections, or UEIs. The UEI is a continual evaluation of performance throughout an inspection period rather than just an instance in time. I'd like to compare it to a photo album versus a snapshot. The inspection period begins immediately after the closeout of the previous UEI report. The UEI focuses on 4 major graded areas, or MGAs, known as managing resources, leading people, improving the unit, and executing the missions. UEIs validate and verify a Wing Commander's Inspection Program, or CCIP, for accuracy, adequacy, relevance, and providing an independent assessment of the Wing's resource management, leadership, process improvement efforts, and the ability to execute the mission. The UEI also facilitates an online survey to the installation to capture candid, confidential beliefs, attitudes, and opinions about matters relevant to the major graded areas for inspection. The CCIP is the cornerstone of the new system here at JBMDL. It's been designed to give the Wing Commander, subordinate commanders, and airmen and our sailors the right information at the right time to assess risk, identify areas of improvement, provide root cause analysis, and precisely focus limited resources. Additionally, the installations program aligns directly with my priorities and timeline. Specifically, it inspects wing-wide and subordinate unit effectiveness, along with cross-unit programs directed by myself, the installation commander, on an annual basis in line with my intent. The CCIP has 2 basic components, a wing-wide inspection program and a self-assessment program. The wing inspection program, executed by the Wing IG office, is typically conducted with the subject matter experts, or SMEs, on the wing inspection team. These personnel are also known as the WIT and are the primary inspectors for the installation. Meanwhile, the self-assessment program for unit commanders is a bit different. It's carried out as organizations continually fill out and update their self-assessment checklists throughout the year using software called the Management Internal Control Toolset Program, or MICT. I'm sure many of you are already aware of this program or have used it before. While it's based on the old-style checklists that many of you remember, these checklists are intended to be getting smaller with the goal of becoming a means of communicating noncompliance. The takeaway here is that the inspection program itself is used as a check on the unit commander's self-assessment program. It's important to note that the installation commander and his subordinate commanders themselves are all expected to assess their organization under this new system. Commanders will inspect to improve unit performance, military discipline, readiness, efficiency, effectiveness, and quality of life for their people, allowing them to hold leaders at all levels accountable for readiness, compliance, and discipline. As a whole, the new system requires a few things to function effectively. First, commanders must clearly communicate the priority placed on the CCIP and periodically participate in inspections of units under their command. Wing IG teams should also work to consolidate inspections to avoid redundancy and any limitations their work may place on the mission effectiveness. Lastly, the installation's Inspector General Office should ensure the results of all its inspections are placed in its own compliance software toolset or the Inspector General Evaluation Management System, IGEMS. Now that you know a little bit of the basics about the new Air Force inspection system, it's important for you to know what I expect from each and every one of you on a daily basis and during the eventual UEI capstone visit. Although some of the information will be a rehash of what we talked about, it's important that we summarize it again. As 87th Air Base Wing personnel on the installation, you should know WIT members will be looking at all unit programs for the inspection of MICT self-assessment checklists, discussions with shop personnel, and conducting one-on-one interviews. Everyone will be expected to give honest and forthright answers when participating in interviews. Giving sincere and candid answers will better allow leadership to identify issues within the units that are affecting our morale, unit cohesion, and our ability to get our job done. If you are a MICT self-assessment checklist or base program owner, you'll be expected to be open about your programs and consistently provide substantiation for all answers with documentation or an explanation of shop processes. For areas of non-compliance, members will need to have a corrective action plan and be able to communicate it to your inspector. It is important to remember that red is good. Identifying as much red as possible in our programs will not only allow us to get back on track, but also ensure a minimal risk of undetected non-compliance. That self-identification to the MAJCOM ensures they know we are keeping ourselves in check rather than having them do it for us. As mentioned before, if you have any questions regarding the inspection that our supervisors cannot answer, please visit the 87th Air Base Wing Inspector General Office located in Building 2906, or get a hold of me. We're all here to help and understand the new inspection process. Remember, the more informed you are, the easier we as a wing can implement this new way of doing business.